Thank you, Madam Chair. Just real quickly, I referenced this in my opening remarks. There's a contract out there that CBP has entered into on hiring, and I want the contract. I'll just be honest with you. $43 million bucks, supposed to hire 7,500 people. They haven't hired anybody. And by the way, if they would have hired the 7,500 people, it would have been $39,000 per person would have been the cost. It's one of those things that people go to the Senate floor and make speeches on. And I just want to know, why is this happening, and are you going to stop it? And I just don't see the positive. I mean, I see a positive for trying to get people on board. We need to do that. But this seems a bit beyond the pale.
Yeah, so Senator, let me just start by, you and I have had many conversations about border security and the hiring, and I really appreciate your support always.
Absolutely.
And I know that you're asking the question for purposes of trying to get us the folks that we need in the most effective way possible.
Yeah.
The way the contract works is a Sentry does not get paid until we have entry on duty, until there's an EOD. The $13,000 is meant to capture the full life cycle of hiring. So it's everything from the advertising through to the training, through the onboarding. In CBP's case, it's the polygraph, it's the physical test.
And the 297 million is for the 13,000 people to be hired?
Yes, sir. As far as I believe, I'll get back if that number's wrong in my mind, but I believe so. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're happy to show you our modeling. CBP and our HR folks did quite a bit of work on what is the most effective way to do this.
Yeah.
And at least the figures showed that rather than hiring up our HR department to be able to have all the people we need to process this, it was more cost effective to do it by EOD. So again, they're not paid unless we actually bring somebody on board.
Okay, so at that rate it's 43,000 bucks a person. 13,000 by 297 million. Here's the rub. You signed the contract in November. It says you've allocated 43 million. You said they get no money until they bring on the person and they're actually on board. But the question is, they haven't done anything yet. I mean, we're November, hell, we're 7-8 months into this thing.
So some of this was the strategy around, for example, looking at how we could add mobility into the process. As you know, there are some places on some of our border areas where people do not, it's not a draw.
I got it.
Okay.
I understand that. What I don't understand, and there's plenty of folks out there, there's third-party administrators that do all sorts of things for the government. And I can tell you a lot of them I've had some pretty bad experience with because they promise and they don't deliver. And this doesn't look like they're delivering. Whether they're delivering in Washington, D.C., or Whitefish, Montana, or Minot, North Dakota, anywhere, hard places, easy places. But we obviously want to try to get some more people on board. And I've got to tell you, when I look at this, it appears to me just a total boondoggle. I mean, I'm just going to tell you.
Well, I share your view on holding accountable.
Yes.
So why don't we come talk to you this week and just walk you through, and let's figure out how to make it better.
Would love to. And then I've got a number of questions. Just want to touch on one real quick, and that's TSA. TSC sees a cut, getting rid of some Viper units, getting rid of a number of other things. It's pretty important. That's all I'm going to tell you. I mean, those guys do a hell of a job. And we need to make sure that's beefed up just as much as we do on our ports and borders, which I think we all agree to. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Senator Shaheen?